know the saying, you don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. Well, you do in fact have to go home and get the hell out of here. What I mean by that, with this Scorpio new moon, which kicking my ass, by the way, in like the best way possible, honestly. Y'all know me, y'all know I find the silver lining in everything. While I'm like feeling actual feelings and releasing things, right? Half the time I'm crying and I don't even know why I'm crying. My subconscious knows, my conscious mind does not need to know. You know what? I'm cool with that. But half the time while I'm actually like processing in real time, I'm also like then crying more, crying harder, because it's such a beautiful experience to like to feel what it is that I'm feeling, to like move through these things, to be able to like to be able to feel them in my body, feel the sorrow and the grief and the release associated with it, to like sit with the fear and the pain and all of it. And that's kind of the point of, you do in fact have to go home and get the hell out of here, because this is done. This is bones, babe. This is dead and gone. The old you, dead and gone. It's not even that you shouldn't want to return here. No, babe, it's that you can't. You cannot return here. And it doesn't matter whether you want to or not, right? I said that lovingly. I said that so lovingly. There are things you're being called to release at this time, right? It's like the equal give and take, law of reciprocation, law of reciprocity, there we go, right? The universal law of reciprocity, equal give and take. You have to give to get. And it's not even like, but here's the like crabby part, right? When it comes to the universe, you can't say no. What's coming next? Like, you can't say no. I did a reading a while back where I was like, I don't even remember the specifics of the reading, but I remember this line, like, come hell or high water, they're going to get you to this place. The universe, your ancestors, they're going to get you to where you are meant to go. This is happening. This is inevitable. You can either come along for the ride willingly, or you can be dragged through the mud, but your ass is going regardless. And that's just the energy that we're in right now. And it is for your highest good and the highest good of all. And it probably doesn't feel like it right now. You probably feel like you're in the trenches. And that's why I'm coming on here. To be honest, I'm trying to keep this like light. Y'all know I'm like deeply unserious, but I'm like specifically trying to keep this very, very light, because otherwise I will burst out into tears. I will burst out into tears. This is like such heavy energy. I've been crying for like 2 days. Thankfully, y'all remember this past summer when I looked like literal hell? Yeah. Thankfully, I don't think I'm, looking like that. Frankly, that was spurred on by a lot of stuff at the time. My point though is, Scorpio is known for transformations. This entire Scorpio season, because we enter Sagittarius season. Pretty sure tomorrow. Pretty sure. Or the 21st. Yeah, because what was I saying? I got excited because Sag is the best sign. This entire Scorpio season, we have been unconsciously going through our underworld, laying to rest certain things. I know for me specifically, I'm closing out cycles that have spanned my entire lifetime, lifetimes before this one, and generations past. And we'll get back to the generational part of it. And very specifically, I'm closing out a very, very heavy, I literally, I can't even think about it without wanting to cry, in a good way. I'm closing out a very, very like heavy cycle. It's twofold. It's, like trauma anniversaries, right? around the time that something happens, or like happened to you, whatever traumatic event, when that time comes back around year after year, you can have what's called a trauma anniversary, where your body sort of like replays that, sort of like goes through the process. And that's happened for me for the last 9 years. Like, this is the 9th year of that. So there's the trauma anniversary of it, but then there's also like the work that I've done this entire year has really been building my capacity, like breaking me down and building me back up, breaking me down and building me back up, over and over and over again, Phoenix fire, right? So that I could have the capacity to sit with this and let this go. And there are like certain things that happen. Like, if you struggle to believe in like the universe's plan and universal order and stuff, and how certain things will be kept from you until you are ready, it is the year of 9, and this is the 9th year that this happened. Like, this is year 9 of that happening, right? Like, just closing out cycles. It's just like, you've done all this work to be able to close out this thing, this big thing that plays a larger role in so many other things that have happened for nearly the last 3 decades of my life, because I turned 29, oh my god, next Thursday. My point is, you've overstayed your welcome in an identity that no longer serves you, and an identity that no longer exists. You can't stay here because there's nothing here. There's nothing left for you. There's nothing left for anyone. The best thing that you can do is send this off. And as a matter of fact, I did this morning. It was kind of like a very much like intuitive, sort of like cleansing and release from my womb space. And I might make a separate video just going through that. And honestly, I think I'll do it again in the morning, and just like probably for like a few days, right? Because, you know, like, one womb cleansing isn't enough, especially when there's a lot of trauma and repression built up. And so that's all that it is. The repression is being unearthed. You are being unearthed. And you can no longer run away from who it is that you actually are, right? Scorpio gets deep. Scorpio likes depth, intensity, right? Scorpio is the underworld, transformation, rebirth. It's like, go into your pits and then make the ascent back up. Do you know how beautiful that is? To descend to the like depths of your being, right? To like your own personal hell, to descend there, and to be able to make it back up to the surface, to make it back up to light. You don't realize like how powerful that is, how beautiful that is, and how much like strength is in that. And it doesn't always feel like strength. It doesn't always feel worth it, but it is, and it's beautiful. And if I think about that too much, I like literally anything right now will make me burst out into tears. Hello, I'm already a like heavily emotional person. And that just is what it is, right? As for the ancestral part of this, I want you to pause here, or you can do it afterwards, but it kind of hits better if you pause here. I want you to pause here and go listen to You're Gonna Go Far by Noah Kahan. Even if you already know the song, go listen to You're Gonna Go Far by Noah Kahan. And think of this from the perspective of, right, okay, like you do in fact have to go home and you have to get the hell out of here. As in, the wreckage of you I no longer reside in, the wreckage of who it is that you were, the graveyard that is your physical being now, right? I think for a lot of you, it is that time. Like I was just talking about the beauty in making that descent and coming back up. And that can be so hard. It can be really hard to come back up, to make that ascent back into the light, back into like life and everything. But that's what you're being called to do. And that is a part of like your soul mission, to do that, because you're the one who is equipped, because your soul was marked from like before you even entered this world. Your soul was marked as a part of your lineage. I'm bear with me. I have to take this slowly because I will start crying, and I don't want to cry on camera right now, because if I just won't be able to stop. You are doing what those before you could not do. And as someone who has always known that I had a bigger purpose here, a larger mission, a part of me, though I like respect it, love it, it's my passion, it literally like fuels me, fulfills me, there's a resentment there too, because I'm clearing out generations of things that had fuck all to do with me, and there's some resentment that comes with that. And I think that anger is righteous, and it can also be, especially if you're someone who has felt isolated from your family, has felt like you're the black sheep, you never fit in, kind of were always picked on, always a target, almost like whether they knew it or not. Spiritually, they always sought to, for PG terms, dim your spirit, snuff out your spirit, put a hit. Whether it could really be mostly like consciously, they weren't aware of what was happening. I think some were, but for the most part, right? So that's who's here. So it's like you combine all the work that you've had to do for generations before you, and then just how you've been treated with like those who are supposed to be your family, right? Your relatives, how you're being treated like in real time here, and like how you have been treated. It's like you kind of want to wash your hands of it and like walk away from it. And why I wanted you to go listen to You're Gonna Go Far is like, think of that from the perspective of your ancestors and even your family that's here, like Earthside, cheering you on spiritually, both understanding that they had their role to play and now you have your role to play. And there's no, I might get a little emotional, but it's okay. The specific line, when anger at you love, you're the greatest thing. Oh, freak, guys, freak, you're the greatest thing we lost. Like, and at the beginning of the song, when he's like, and while I clean crap up in the yard, ooh, you're gonna go far, right? So pack up your car, go. Like I will continue here. I continue doing the money work, like that kind of thing, like dealing with the wreckage of this familial system and the generational trauma and all of that, right? I hope that's making sense here. But it's like there's no animosity, there's no bad blood. We all have our roles to play. And so you needing to separate yourself, you needing to go off, you even needing to maybe in one way or another hate your ancestors, your family, it's okay. That serves its purpose. and honor that. Don't feel bad about it. Don't try to push it down. Don't try to snuff out your own spirit. Give yourself what it is that you need. And you need to move away from here. Maybe forever, maybe just indefinitely, right? Who knows? But that's what you need to do right now. And that's what you're being called to do. That's what they're encouraging you to do. They're not angry. They understand. They still love you. They're still cheering you on. They still want what's best for you. And it's okay. It's okay. So allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you need to feel. Give yourself whatever validation, permission, forgiveness, acceptance, what have you, that you need to let go of all of that gunk, all of that hurt, all of that pain, all of that turmoil, all of that sorrow, all of that chaos. That chaos that's just breeding more chaos. We know me, I'm a chaos witch. I love chaos magic. You can turn that chaos into creation, into beauty, but that takes skill, literally. But for you, you've just been sitting in chaos, and that served its purpose. So now, make peace with all of that, so that in this next phase, you can start to turn that chaos into creation. You can, because it's ready, it's there for you. You don't see it. You just see all the chaos around you. You don't see the power in all of this. You don't see how you're about to harness that and go full speed ahead. And that's okay. You don't need to see it. This is just to let you know that this is what's happening, right? Even when you can't see the vision, know that there is a vision for you. There is a path for you. I probably will cry after this. I probably will, because I listen to, and honestly, if you really want to feel, especially if you're someone who's dealt with a lot, who suffered with mental health issues and stuff, and a lot of my own mental health issues were very pervasive, the destructive parts of them, very pervasive in my early 20s, right? So even for the last few years of my life, these weren't things that were actively happening, but the weight of it, the literal scars from it are still here. And for some of those things, I can't do anything about the physical scars on my vessel that are here from it. But I can let go of it energetically. I can physiologically move through that trauma response, that fight, flight, freeze, fawn response, right? And flush that energy out of my system. I don't remember what I was saying before that, and that's probably a good thing, because it probably would have led me to crying. Give me a second. I remember now. My point is, you might be thinking, oh, there's a lot of stuff that I'm not holding on to, right? I moved past that. Have you? Did you? Does it really no longer have an effect on you? It's just us. Be honest. No one else is around. You can be honest. I'm not gonna judge. Dump out, literally, whatever it is that you need to. It's you need an energetic poo, right? A good energetic poo, where you just cleanse out your little energetic colon. And maybe you need maybe you need to go to the bathroom and physically release this kind of stuff. Who knows, right? Maybe your system is flushing out. Maybe you have bubble guts right now. Who knows? And I don't know why that came to mind, because talking about poo is not my ministry. Strength at the bottom of the deck here, split to 2 of Cups. We're just gonna get you a quick message of surrender. Please make it back for it. First card out, Devil. That's poignant. It's like right on the nose there. Oof. Do y'all see me struggling here? Literally, I say, do y'all see me struggling here? Right as the 10 of Wands comes out. 10 of Wands to the 2 of Wands. To Justice. One more. Round it out with a good 5. Good 5T. Cool. All right, we've got Devil, 10 of Wands. We've got 2 of Wands, Judgment, and Hierophant as your surrender message. I mean, quite literally, I mean, there's actually not much for me to say on this. Devil, 10 of Wands, 2 of Wands. All of that pain is ready to be like turned into a path forward for you. It's ready to be let go of, released. Like, this is the end of the road of this heavy load. You cannot bear the weight of your shadows any longer. It's time to do something about it. Like, it's time for the scales to balance out. It's time for things to like tip in your favor. The wheel didn't come out, but still, it's time for the scales to tip in your favor. Either someone is coming in afterwards or like to help you along with this to guide you spiritually. There's a new spirit guide coming in for you, whether you know them or not. Oh, hold on. Guys, I went out this morning. I go on my morning walks, and lately I've started them much later in the day. Y'all know I used to like to start them at 4 a.m. I do my first leg at 4 a.m. and then I go back out when the sun's out for some sun energy. You could be called to spend some more time out under the night sky, but also like prioritizing as well, spending time like in the sun, specifically first thing in the morning. I actually just posted on my story this morning. It's so funny. I posted the sunrise because it was beautiful. It was insane. It was just like the sun was just like red. It was like that pinky red. That's my shit. What was I saying? Hello. What the fuck was I saying? Sorry guys, give me a second to get the message back. I remember. That's what I was talking about, the walk. Okay, yeah, so I literally walk out of my house this morning. The second I walk out of my house, what I'm pretty sure was like a crow. Either way, it was a blackbird. Blackbirds and crows are significant. And I keep getting the crow with the mystical shaman deck right now. So yeah, crows are very, very significant. And as of late, crows have really been following me, but the second I walked out of my house, one like flew like right in front of me and then did like this little call. And then there were just like a few of them in the air, but like low enough to like be still fairly close to me from a distance. But do you get what I'm saying here? Kind of like circling around me, and then perched up on my house, the house next to me, and the house across the street from me, right? Kind of like from all different directions, like watching me. Like all eyes on me. I'm sitting in the ring just like a circus. I'm pretty sure it's center of the ring, but whatever. Just like a circus. Just stand there watching me, follow me, show me what you can do. Go listen to Circus, Britney Spears. Nothing puts me in a good mood like Circus. That's still a banger. Still a banger. My point though is I've always known that birds were a spirit animal for me, like a messenger for me. It's like, we'll get to that at a later point. But I never understand like what their message is in real time. And half the time I don't think I'm meant to understand their message in real time. My point here though is there could be a new sort of like spirit animal coming in for you. Maybe you don't fully understand just yet. Maybe they've been slowly revealing themselves to you, and that's gonna start ramping up. But either way, And it's so funny that I read it like that, because typically I read the Hierophant as your own values, your own belief systems. Kind of like the line, we run things, things don't run we, right? Like, you make your own rules and you live by your own rules, you live by your own values, and you uphold them. You don't worry about the institutions that were like set forth, right? You don't operate within that. And I take Hierophant upright, even as that sort of like, it's not even non-conformist, it's just conformant, like not even conforming, but like sovereign to self in your own beliefs, establishing your own beliefs, and acting, living by that, through that, teaching that, right? Like as a way of life, sort of thing. So that's typically how I always read the Hierophant. So for me to, have a different view on that just now has to be significant. But anyway, in closing, Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck here. See if there's literally anything else. Anything else for it to wrap up this new moon message, this new moon surrender message for the collective, please and thank you. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready, and you're ready. And also, I never noticed the little sailboat in here, right? You see that in the back there? Get ready. Starfish are also significant. 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. That's so cute. That's so cute. Ooh, I almost just dropped the entirety of the deck. You thought that was evading you. You thought you lost it. You didn't. You didn't. It just, that it's slipping through my fingers all the time. It just almost slipped out, right? Right? But you got a hold of it. You got a hold of it because you got a hold of you and your own values. Your passion, you're charting your course. Shit is balancing out. Your light and your shadow is balancing out, because it's time for there to be a balance. And that's why you gotta, that's why it's bones, baby. That's why it's bones. Like, let's look at this spread here. I'm not gonna pick the cards back up here, but like, let's run through this spread again. Devil, 10 of Wands, 2 of Wands, Justice, Hierophant, 8 of Wands, 9 of Wands, King of Cups. Nothing about that says, yeah, there's still stuff for you to work through. There's not. And a big thing in my own practice right now is this next phase of healing looks different. When you're triggered, it's no longer go into your shadows. Like, not really. This is what you're about to start learning. So no longer go into your shadows. It's emotional mastery. 6 of Wands here at the bottom of the deck, and Hangman right afterwards, and the Fool. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Do you see this? Like, I said 6 of Wands. That matters. 6 of Cups, Hangman, the Fool. It's, let's reframe this. Let's bring levity. Let's bring lightness to this. Not in a sunshine and roses sort of thing, but it's like, okay, we've been to the depths here of this, whatever it is coming up for you, because these things are going to continue to come up for you to an extent for you to double down and solidify within your own being that you're moving on, right? To make the conscious choices constantly to move on. And that's just how triggers and stuff works. So it's no longer, okay, let me sit with this, let me see what's coming up, and like, there's nothing more that you can revisit here about this. It's okay, acknowledgement. Okay, how am I going to bring light into this? How am I going to transform this energy into divinity, into like sacred, divine energy? How can I view this from a divine embodiment perspective? And I'm talking about abandonment wounds, I'm talking about rage, I'm talking about anger, sorrow, hurt, pain, all of it. How can I start to take a lens of divine embodiment of this? And that looks like acceptance. It looks like finding the light where you can, right? As in honoring it, but not letting it define you, not letting it keep this hold over you. Yeah, that's there. Anyway, back to like, what am I gonna eat? What new show am I gonna put on? What thing do I want to go do right now? I'm not tied down by the burdens of my past. I'm no longer carrying the weight of my shadows here. So that shadow comes up, but I've got a plan. I've got confidence now. I'm sitting in my personal power. 12 also speaks to that. I'm sitting in my power, right? Justice is me. I am justice. Things are tipping out. Things are balancing out. Everything's coming up. Roses, daisies. The house always wins, and you are the house in this scenario and in all scenarios regarding your life, right? Like, that's what you need to keep with you. Those are the belief systems that you need to start to anchor into your being, and that's what's going to push you forward and allow you to be just more passionate and a little like, right, like we can take the Knight of Wands as a bit of like reckless energy, impulsive, really kind of rash, right? Like passionate but rash. And like, maybe it's time to lean into that. Maybe you were stiff-assed a bit, you know, for most of your life. I said that lovingly. I'm also someone who's fairly rigid at times, but like, that's not who I am at my core. Because again, like I talk about when I come on here, I'm a deeply unserious person. I'm very playful, very goofy, very like, very childlike. I just don't show that to like the world. And like, now it's time to start doing that. Surrender to what was. It no longer has to hold over you that you think it does. Energetically, spiritually, it no longer has a hold over you. It's you making the conscious effort, the conscious decision, the conscious choice, consciously aligning with that energy here in the 3D. That is your focus. So anyway, I hope this helped you. This was all over the place. But yeah, and I will do a short little, like, I don't know, guided little thingy on the womb clearing that I did earlier, because it actually was really, it was like very intuitive, but it was powerful as fuck. It really was. So I'll probably do that in the morning after I do it for myself. So yeah, I love you all so much. Hang in there. Actually, one last thing. Everyone's always like, those damn spiritualists, those damn tarot readers, they're talking about things are gonna change. This, and this. This is the energy you've been waiting for. This is the energy you've been waiting for. The question is, are you gonna act on it? Eagle energy. Are you? The eagles fly high above the fray. But also, eagles know how to be courageous, how to take risks. They know how to zoom out, look at the bigger picture, while also keeping the small, minute details in mind, at the forefront of their mind, and acting with it. Are you gonna like do that? Or are you going to continue to fly at the level that everybody else is? Can you rise a little higher? Can you push yourself to soar greater heights, right? It's all fun and games. It's all, oh, nothing's ever changing until it's time to actually change. And that's not a dig at you, I promise you. That's me saying, hey, look, I know how this is. I know how this goes. I've been there. It's one thing. It's one thing to rant and rave about how you want change. It's another thing for change to come knocking at your door and go and get in, bitch. You don't have a choice. And that's where we're at right now. You can fight it or you can ride with it. Choice is yours. I love you all so much. Have a wonderful day. Night, because it's like 11 p.m. Bye.